Most people believe power is loud. They imagine power as domination, as commands, as force, as control over others. But the most unsettling form of power is not loud at all. It is still, completely still, because stillness removes something that manipulators rely on: reaction. Powerful people who control others depend on movement. They provoke, they pressure, they create urgency, they create noise. Why? Because noise keeps people emotionally unstable, and emotionally unstable people are easy to guide, easy to influence, easy to control. But the moment someone becomes still, the system stops working, and that is what makes stillness dangerous. Most human interactions operate on reaction. Someone criticizes you, you defend yourself. Someone insults you, you respond emotionally. Someone pressures you, you rush to answer. This constant exchange of reactions forms an invisible rhythm, a predictable pattern. But those who understand power realize something important. If you control the reaction, you control the interaction. Now imagine someone who does not react, someone who listens quietly, someone who does not rush to defend themselves, someone who does not show emotional disturbance. Suddenly, the predictable rhythm disappears, and the person attempting to control the situation begins to feel uncertain. These emotions create openings that manipulators use. But stillness blocks those openings. When someone insults you and you remain calm, their strategy collapses. When someone pressures you and you pause before responding, their control weakens. When someone expects anger and receives silence instead, they lose balance, because manipulation relies on predictable emotional responses. Stillness removes predictability, and unpredictability creates caution. There is something psychologically uncomfortable about silence. Most people rush to fill it. They explain, they justify, they reveal more than necessary. But the still individual does something different. They allow silence to exist. They allow the other person to feel it. And often, the other person begins revealing information, admitting intentions, exposing weaknesses, all because silence creates pressure. The one who tolerates silence longer controls the moment. Stillness is not passive. It is highly active observation. While others rush to speak, you notice details, tone of voice, body language, inconsistencies, motivations. Most people reveal their true intentions when they believe no one is watching carefully. Stillness sharpens awareness, and awareness provides information. Information becomes strategy. Strategy becomes power. When someone remains calm in situations where others panic, something subtle happens. People begin to trust their presence. Why? Because calm suggests control. Not control over others, but control over oneself. And self-control is the foundation of authority. Think about it. In moments of crisis, who do people follow? The loudest person or the calmest one? Almost always, the calmest one. Because calm signals clarity. Many people mistake aggression for strength. They believe dominance requires intimidation. But aggression often hides insecurity. True strength rarely needs to prove itself. Stillness reveals confidence. Because someone who is confident does not rush to defend every criticism. They do not feel threatened by every disagreement. They remain composed, centered, grounded. And that composure quietly communicates something powerful. I do not need to prove my worth. For those who rely on controlling others, stillness becomes deeply uncomfortable. Because they cannot read you easily. They cannot predict your reaction. They cannot push emotional buttons. Your calmness removes their leverage. And without leverage, their authority weakens. This is why emotionally stable individuals often intimidate manipulative personalities. Not through aggression, but through emotional independence. Stillness is not something you display constantly. It is something you cultivate internally. It allows you to choose when to speak, when to act, when to remain silent, and that choice creates flexibility. Instead of reacting automatically, you respond intentionally, and intentional responses carry more weight than impulsive reactions. Over time, people begin noticing the difference. They notice that you rarely lose control. They notice that you rarely say more than necessary, and that quiet restraint builds an aura of stability, or longer of. Eventually, stillness becomes part of your presence. You move slower, you listen longer, you speak with precision, you react less. And the strange effect is this: People begin adjusting themselves around you. They become more careful with their words, more respectful with their tone, more thoughtful with their actions. Not because you demanded it, but because stillness communicates something powerful, that your mind cannot easily be disturbed. And the individual who cannot easily be disturbed, cannot easily be controlled. And the person who cannot be controlled, possesses a form of power that few people truly understand. Quiet, invisible, but undeniable.